What is good? What is good, everybody? This is your guy Manny, and this is the Talking Sports with Manny podcast, Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. So today we're going to be talking waiver wire week 4. Hopefully, I can give you guys some gems that can help you guys win your weeks this week in fantasy. If you're 0-3, if you're 2-1, doesn't matter. There's still time. There's still time for improvement. Hopefully, you guys take some notes, get some of these players on your roster. Let's talk quarterbacks. Tons of injuries right now. Tons of injuries, and everybody's like, what do you do, right? Oh, I got my guy Darrell in the building. Darrell, man, appreciate you hopping on this train, man. So, talk quarterbacks. You got Marcus Mariota. He's out there. He's available. If you're playing in 1 quarterback, 2 quarterback leagues, obviously in 2 quarterback leagues, some of these guys that I'm talking about won't be there. But in these 1 quarterback leagues, if you can snag a Marcus Mariota, it might be a good streaming option for you in week 4. Ryan Tannenhill, he's available. Matt Ryan is available in certain leagues. He's starting to pick up some steam. As long as Michael Pittman is in there, I tell you guys, the key to Matt Ryan is Michael Pittman. And then Kenny Pickett. It's time to snatch Kenny Pickett, put him on your roster, especially in 2 quarterback leagues, because I believe this could be the last week that we see Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky has been bad. I've talked about it on numerous shows. He has 2 passing touchdowns in 3 games. That's not going to cut it in the NFL. I think that Kenny Pickett comes in, and that's upside for guys like Claypool. That's upside for guys like Pickens and the rest of them. Kenny Pickett is the key to making that Pittsburgh offense a whole lot better. So Kenny Pickett, it's time to go ahead and snag him. Zach Wilson, a guy that I'm big on. This is the last week of Joe Flacco, so I expect Zach Wilson to be back this week. Now, how does Zach Wilson affect guys like Garrett Wilson? How does he affect guys like, Elijah Moore? Hopefully Elijah Moore can wake up, because Elijah Moore has been terrible. He hasn't had the connection that we all were hoping that he would have with Flacco. They had some connection last year. This year it's been the Garrett Wilson show. So we're going to see if Garrett Wilson and Zach Wilson can connect. At the end of the day, Garrett Wilson is getting the targets. I think they said he's the second most targeted rookie ever. Not ever. The most targeted rookie since Anquan Bolden. And if we all know what Anquan Bolden did rookie season, we want that same kind of target share for Garrett Wilson, for those of us who do have him. Gino Smith, Brissett. Brian Hoyer is the guy that you go ahead and put your claim in for if you are in 2 quarterback leagues. He's going to be available. Because of Mac Jones' injury, he's possibly going to miss 2 to 3 weeks. So, yeah, like I said, there was tons of injuries. Also, monitor what's going on with Tua Tagovailoa. He did get hurt. It looked like a concussion. They said it was not a concussion. They said it was his back. At the end of the day, it's time to start handcuffing a lot of your quarterbacks. This is the point of the season where more quarterbacks go down. It's just not going to be Dak. You're going to see some quarterbacks go down in week 4, and we're going to come back in week 5 to talk about it. And you're going to say, Manny, oh my goodness, you're a prophet. Nah, it's just football. This is the point of the season with lack of preseason, lack of training camp, lack of different things. Injuries are at an all-time high. Speaking of injuries, David Montgomery went down and Khalil Herbert came in, and Khalil Herbert balled out. He had 30 points in fantasy last week. And it's starting to seem like Khalil Herbert is a better fit for the Bears than David Montgomery. For those of us who play Dynasty, we know that David Montgomery is on his way out this season, and then Khalil Herbert is going to be the main back. But I still feel the Bears most likely draft another back to complement Khalil Herbert, or to find a guy that Khalil Herbert is going to compliment. Either way it goes. Joe Mixon got hurt. The injury wasn't too serious, but it's a situation to monitor. Samaje Perine would be a pretty good pickup for you guys. Deandre Swift, he's going to be out. They're talking about Deandre Swift being out into the bye week, so that means 3 weeks roughly. So that means he's going to miss 2 games, and if he comes back after the bye week, that's all but 2 games that he's going to miss. But Jamal Williams is a must-add in every single league. Obviously, Jamal Williams is not available. If Jamal Williams is available in the 12-man league that you play in, then you need to invite me to your league, because then it's just too easy. So Jamal Williams should be rostered already. He had a great game last week, 20 points, and I expect him to be a top 15 running back with Deandre Swift being out in that Lions explosive offense. Also, you want to pick up Craig Reynolds. He's going to be able to pick up some of that passing work, even though that Jamal Williams can do it all. The Lions still love to use a two-back system. So Greg Reynolds, for those of you guys that are in deep leagues, when I say deep leagues, you got 4 flex spots and you got deep rosters. So go pick up Greg Reynolds. He played well last year with Swift being out, and he might have a role this year. Justice Hill, he had 6 carries or a few carries for 60 yards. Was it 6 carries for 60 yards? Whatever the case may be, Justice Hill played well, and he seems to have a higher upside than guys like Mike Davis and Kenyon Drake. So Justice Hill is a name to monitor. Just in case that J.K. Dobbins takes a step back, Justice Hill is going to be that guy. So these are little guys that you can grab, stash on your roster to where things change. Then you have a gem right there in Justice Hill. Let's go ahead and slide on over to the tight end position group. David Njoku had a great game, but I don't like Njoku. But if he's available in your league, you go ahead and roster him because tight ends have been bad this year. For those of us who drafted Kittle and Waller and all these different guys that we expect, even Schultz that I believed in, they are either injured or not playing to their capabilities. So it's been a very weird year. For those of you guys that faded tight ends in your drafts, your team looks amazing right now. If you didn't draft Kelsey or Mark Andrews, you're pretty much struggling. And the number 3 tight end in fantasy right now is Tyler Conklin. And that's crazy. He plays for the Jets. He might get more love once Zach Wilson arrives because he's going to rely on his tight end. That's what young quarterbacks do. They rely on their tight end. Tyler Conklin should be picked up in every league across the board. I'm not saying that he's doing amazing things, but he's pretty solid. He's been double digits just about every single week in PPR leagues. So I expect that to go up, especially if you're getting a upgrade in Zach Wilson. You can see that Tyler Conklin possibly getting, stats like 6 receptions, 65 yards, and a score. If that happens, you're looking at over 20 points from your tight end position. So Daniel Bellinger, that's another guy on the Giants roster that's limited and doesn't have a lot of talent, right? Bellinger has been solid. He's been reliable, and it's unheard of to see rookies come in as tight ends and have an impact. The way that the Giants are set up with Sterling Shepard being hurt, you might see more work for Bellinger. So it's just a guy to go ahead and grab just in case you need a tight end. You're going to need tight ends. You're going to be guessing each week. Is it an Irv Smith game? Is it a Robert Tonyan? If you don't have really good tight ends, you're just guessing. Even a Dawson Knox hasn't really been what we thought he would be. So, like I said, tight ends is wide open. Anything can happen. Robert Tonyan, scoop him, keep him. Eventually, he'll start to develop a relationship again with Aaron Rodgers. So that can bode well for you. Delaney Woods, another rookie that is making some moves. He played really, really well last week. And then with Matt Ryan, he needs all the weapons. Like, he has Pittman, he has Alec Pierce, Delaney Woods. These 3 guys could possibly command the entire target share for that offense. So Delaney Woods is a nice little grab and stash. That tight end room over there on the Colts is horrible. So I see no reason why Delaney Woods can't be the best tight end on that roster. Let's go ahead and take a break while I get some water. All right, break is done. Let's go ahead and move on to the wide receiver group. Romeo Dobbs. For those of you guys who remember that rookie impact video that I did, it was live. It was 2 parts. I talked about Romeo Dobbs. At the end, I highlighted a few wide receivers. Remember, I talked about Drake London. I talked about Garrett Wilson, Olave, Jahan Dotson, Treylon Burks, Jameson Williams. But then I also said Romeo Dobbs is going to end up being the number 1 wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. For those of you guys that watched that show, you guys remember me saying that. I'm saying it again. Hopefully you guys listened and grabbed Romeo Dobbs last week. I was able to scoop him in a few leagues before the game happened. He had a great game. He had 7 receptions, over 70 yards and a score. And he looks like the best wide receiver on the roster, even with Allen Lazard. We know who Allen Lazard is. Allen Lazard is a number 2 receiver or a number 3 wide receiver. Romeo Dobbs looks like a number 1 wide receiver. Romeo Dobbs looks like he can do every single thing that's asked of him. The only difference between, some of the best receivers that Aaron Rodgers has had And Romeo Dobbs is that Romeo Dobbs doesn't have the experience. With experience, he's going to be really, really good. So he should be the number one added wide receiver across all fantasy leagues this week. I would say Chris Olave, but if you listen to me, I said that the Chris Olave game was coming this week, and that game did happen. So Chris Olave should not be available, but if he's available, that's another guy. I ranked him Olave, then Romeo Dobbs, and then, down the list. Zay Jones, he continues to play well for Jacksonville. That's a pretty good guy to scoop. Greg Dortch, he should not be on the waivers. This guy has been solid every single week. Every single game, and I believe he's like top 15 or top 19 wide receiver right now. All I can say is that he's a top 24 wide receiver for sure. So Greg Dortch, he's become a thing. Even when DeAndre Hopkins comes back, even when Rondell Moore comes back, Greg Dortch is going nowhere. Kyler Murray loves him. He targeted him a lot last week, and he caught 9 receptions. So Greg Dortch, he's becoming a thing. He should not be available in your league. If he is, it's okay. Put in a claim for him. If you're playing Fab, I would say put in about 5 to 10% of your Fab to get that guy. He's pretty good. Isaiah McKenzie, welcome to this season. He was a guy that I believe that Josh Allen was going to be able to use a lot, and he's starting to use them. We know that the slot wide receivers for Buffalo always do well. So Isaiah McKenzie is definitely named to go ahead and scoop. Josh Palmer, finally, steps up, played really, really well. I was out on Josh Palmer. He was making me mad in some dynasty leagues, keeper leagues, but played well. As long as Keenan Allen stays out, Josh Palmer is going to get a lot of targets, and he has opportunity to put up some nice numbers in that offense. Michael Gallup, he should not be available, but it seems like he's inching closer and closer to being available. My guess is that Michael Gallup and Dak Prescott both come back in week 5, and that could be a special connection between those two guys. So if Gallup is out there, take a chance on him. What's the worst that can happen? Noah Brown is another one. People continue to disrespect Noah Brown. Noah Brown has arguably been the best wide receiver on Dallas this season. I know who CD Lamb is. I get it. But Noah Brown has been consistent. Noah Brown has been really, really good for this team. So the Cowboys are going to have a trio of 3 nice wide receivers in Noah Brown, Lamb, and Gallup as the season progresses. So you want to get one of those guys. When Dak Prescott comes back, he's going to put up numbers. And you'd rather have one of these guys than not have one. Russell Gage, he should not be available in your league. But if he is, you want to go ahead and grab Russell Gage. Nick Popovich. Appreciate you hopping on the stream. Nick says, I traded Cordero and Winfro for Lenny. Good move. Ooh. I don't know, because Cordero Patterson has been great as a running back, but Lenny definitely has the higher upside, especially when Tom Brady has his full complement of weapons. Fournette is going to be really, really good going down the stretch. So I'm not mad at the deal. I think it's a great deal, honestly, but I wouldn't have done it since I don't think that Cordero Patterson has a longevity. We said that last year. I've said that every single game this year, and Cordero Patterson continues to prove me wrong. Every time when I bench Cordero Patterson, he balls out. He balls out, and he just goes out of control. So let me see where Cordero Patterson is. I think he's possibly a top 5 rusher this year so far, but I get it. Small sample size. All right. Kyle, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Kyle says, should I drop Kirk or Brady for Dak on waivers? Honestly, I dropped Brady for Wentz. That's just how bad Brady has been. But we know who Brady is. He doesn't have his full complement of weapons, but I would definitely drop Brady for Dak. I honestly would. I think that Dak has way more upside. Dak is younger. He's healthier. We know that Brady can put up some points. But at the end of the day, the way that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing right now, it seems like they're more focused on defense than they are on offense. If you guys are hopping on the stream and don't really know who I am, please subscribe, please like, please share. I do these streams at least 2 to 3 times a week, considering for fantasy football or the NFL in general. So, yeah, I would definitely make that move. Nick writes, I also think that Mike Evans and Godwin come back. It would help Lenny in the run game. and pass game. Absolutely. See, when you have Mike Evans on one side and you have Godwin on the other side, whether you have Russell Gage or Julio, it doesn't really matter. It definitely opens it up for Lenny. Then Lenny has one-on-one opportunity in that pass game. That's when you're going to see Tom Brady start to play some ball. But for me, I've learned a lesson not to keep players that cause me to lose, whether it's early, whether it's late. My goal is to rack up as many points and as many wins as possible earlier on. Then it helps me to make the playoffs. So, yeah, Brady's going to definitely take a step, especially when Mike Evans is healthy, when Godwin is healthy, when all these guys come back. So, yeah, I definitely see that. Lenny's Lenny. And Lenny in PPR, he's going to ball out. He's going to ball out. Nick writes, I have Drake London starting at flex. I didn't want Cordero and him fighting for points on my team. Okay, I feel you. I mean, then it's understandable. I mean, if you have, different guys, different pieces, I get it. Drake London has been amazing this year, so I definitely see where you're coming from. Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. And then Winfro, we don't know what Winfro is going to do anyway. So, like I said, it's not a bad trade. It's not a bad trade. Thanks for the advice, man. Yeah, man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the support. Gets in the building, man. Appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please like, please subscribe, and please share. Gets writes 12-man, 7.75 PPR, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers. My team is Stafford, Saquon, Monty, Kupp, A.J. Brown, Godwin, Schultz, London, benches McKissick, Bateman, Jacoby Myers, Dotson. I'm 1-2. What do I do? You have a really nice team. I would say go into free agency, find another quarterback that's not Stafford. Keep Stafford. I'm not saying drop Stafford. Keep Stafford, but look for a streaming option. That's what I'm saying about these quarterbacks that are good, but they're causing you to lose. Stafford had a bad game. Brady had a bad game. I had to make choices, and at the time, Carson Wentz was playing out of control for those first 2 weeks. So look for a streaming option, hopefully a guy that can run, that can get you more points than Stafford. That's what you do. Right? So some games you're going to start Stafford. Some games you're going to have to bench Stafford. That is the hard, cold facts right now. Saquon is great. With Monty being hurt, hopefully you have a high waiver option. You definitely need more running backs. Looking at your team, I see McKissick, but I don't see anybody else outside of McKissick. So you definitely need another running back because Monty's going to be out. We don't know how long. Cooper Kupp, great. A.J. Brown, great. Godwin, stash him in your IR. When he comes back, he's going to be elite. You got Bateman to plug into your flex for sure. Schultz, you're going to need another tight end. I have Schultz as well, and he has not played well for me. So look for another tight end in free agency. Conklin, look for guys like Logan Thomas. There's guys that you can plug and play. Drake London is great. Like I said, you have a great team. Jacoby Myers is hurt right now. Dotson, McKissick. So what I would do is take one of your wide receivers that are on your bench, even if it's Rashad Bateman, and see if you can trade Bateman for a running back. That just seems to be your only problem. Backup quarterback and another running back. Git says, I got Wentz, Stafford, Dak. All right, much better. So, yeah, you're going to have to alternate between Wentz and Stafford based off of matchups. So, yeah, I love your quarterback room. Once that gets back healthy, then you'll have another guy that you can put in. Says, I got Conklin on my bench. Oh, yeah, put him into the starting lineup, man. He's a number 3 tight end right now in fantasy football. Tyler Conklin is the number 3 tight end in fantasy football right now. So definitely put him into your lineup, and you should start getting some wins, man. Most definitely. Nick says, I'm already 3-0. I now have Lamar, CMC, Lenny, CeeDee Lamb, London, Judy, Kelsey. Sheesh. Who are you drafting with, man? How did you end up with this team? Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, CeeDee Lamb, London, Judy, Kelsey, Godwin. Gosh. It says bench right now is looking like either trade for another wide receiver or wait for a top guy to pop off on waivers. 10-man league. Okay, 10-man league, so it kind of makes a little bit more sense, but still a loaded team. I think you're finding a wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb, London, Judy's kind of up and down. So, I can see why you can add another wide receiver, especially until Godwin comes back healthy. So, yeah, you could add another wide receiver. Being 10-man, there's going to be tons of guys out there. Earlier on in the show, I talked about grabbing guys like Romeo Dobbs, Greg Dortch, Isaiah McKenzie, Josh Palmer right now with, Keenan Allen being out. Michael Gallup. So there's definitely options out there in a 10-man league. You just have to stream and find the right guy. Anytime. Says, should I try to do Bateman for Dylan? That's solid. That's very solid, especially in a redraft league. That's definitely something that you can do. People are down on Dylan right now just because, Aaron Jones had that amazing game in week 2. But then you see week 3, both guys were like around the same, both guys were even. So definitely Bateman for Dylan based off of your team and how you're stacked at wide receiver. I would do it. It's going to be hard to find a running back. People just don't give away running backs. But you sent this deal. They're thinking, oh, man, it's Rashad Bateman. It's Lamar Jackson's number 1 option, right? But then you're thinking Dylan is going to be used, in a variety of ways. So I would definitely make that offer for sure. Ashman Fernando, welcome to the show. Please like, please subscribe, and please share. Ashton says 0.5 PPR, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex, Lamar, Najee, Montgomery, ouch. Mostert, Etienne, Hall. I like Hall a lot. Jalen Warren, excellent handcuff. Pittman, Sutton, Devontae Smith. Oh, Lord, got a squad. Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, Rondell Moore, I guess, and then Pittman. Pitts. Love it. Says, do you trade Najee or do you do something with my team? I'm not trading Najee. You don't trade your best running back when you need running backs. I get you got Breece Hall, but Breece Hall still has to get to that level where you can trust him, right? Mostert, you can't trust him. Montgomery has gotten hurt and most likely losing his job to Herbert. To Khalil Herbert. So hopefully you have a high waiver to go ahead and put in claims for other running backs. But I'm definitely not trading Najee unless I'm getting a slight downgrade at running back and a wide receiver. But at wide receiver, you're set. So what I would say is trade one of your wide receivers. You can even consider trading a Kyle Pitts, being that Kyle Pitts is not giving you the best production right now. You can trade a Kyle Pitts for another running back or trade Kyle Pitts for another superstar type guy. But your team is solid from top to bottom. You just need another running back. That's what I would do if I were you. Git says he offered me London for Dylan, but I couldn't do it. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Even though I believe it's an even trade, I'm not doing that. Drake London is that dude. He is that dude in that ATL offense for sure. Anytime, Ashton. Joker, man, welcome to the show. Please like, please subscribe, and please share. Joker writes, hey, man, full PPR, 10-man team, 3-0. I have Josh Allen, Chubb, Dobbins, Pierce, Kupp, Diggs, London. Woo, man. Jerry Jeudy, Lazard. I got offered Alvin Kamara and James Robinson. Wait. It says you got offered Alvin Kamara and James Robinson. Should I pull the trigger? So who are you getting the offer for? Like, who do they want you to give up for Alvin Kamara and James Robinson? Those are 2 guys that I'm definitely targeting. Everybody is down on Alvin Kamara right now because of the suspension thing. He's slow to start the year. But James Robinson is a legit top 7, top 5 running back so far. So, yeah, I would definitely make a move for those 2 guys. I'm going to try to get through all these comments as fast as I can. It says, I think I'll wait for Jeudy to have a few good games and then trade him. I'm with you. I'm not impressed by Jeudy at all. Like, I would get rid of Jeudy as soon as possible. As soon as he has that great game, get rid of him. He just doesn't have that connection with Russell Wilson. It's been a Cortland Sutton type thing for these first 3 games from what I've seen. Since I also did get Greg Dortch. Nice. Dobbs, yes. And Njoku off waivers. Awesome. So, you're doing great off waivers already. Hey, anytime, man. Anytime. Says, and Jamal Williams off waivers, too. I can possibly trade for a wide receiver with the Swift owner. Absolutely. Jamal Williams is going to be a hot commodity on the waiver wire. I like him. I've had him before the injuries because he's like a high-end handcuff. Okay, for Chubb. Okay, so they want – wait, they're going to give you James Robinson and Kamara for Chubb? You go ahead and pull the trigger right now. You go ahead and get that deal. You go ahead and get that deal all day. I love Nick Chubb, but are you giving me Kamara and James Robinson? Sign me up. It says, when it comes to Jeudy, Says, watch Brett Coleman video on wide receivers to get it. He talks about Judy not fitting the archetype of Russell Wilson throws to. Go get Sutton. Absolutely. I agree. Sutton is that big wide receiver that goes vertical, right? Jerry Jeudy seems to be a slot type wide receiver. But the thing with Jerry Jeudy is Russell Wilson likes to throw the deep balls, the deep passes. You see Tyler Lockett. You see even guys like Baldwin, like those kinds of wide receivers. Jerry Jeudy is not that. But I still think that Jerry Jeudy has a chance to do something this year. In Dynasty, I'm holding. In redraft, I'm selling. That's just me. It says he does a film review. I'm going to have to definitely check it out. For real. Anonymous Taylor, channel member. Appreciate you hopping on the stream. If you guys are interested in becoming a channel member, just click the button. I think it's over here. It says join. And you'll have access to me. Depending on what package you'll get different perks from the channel. Anonymous Taylor, channel member, says, I'd wait on Jeudy. I feel you. I'm not impressed by Sutton, he says. I'm impressed by Sutton. Sutton is doing every single thing that you want him to do. He's highly targeted, and he continues to catch the ball. Anonymous Taylor says, great possession wide receiver, though. Yeah, he's a great possession wide receiver. But what I also like about Sutton is that he goes deep. He does every single thing that you want out of a wide receiver pertaining to Russell Wilson. If I had to trust a wide receiver in that offense, it's Courtland Sutton. I can't trust Jerry Jeudy right now. One game he'll give you breakaway speed where he catches the ball, makes some moves, and you get excited. And in the next game, you don't even see Jerry Jeudy. And you're like, what does Jerry Jeudy really offer? What does he really have to offer? Ashton says, Sutton is a hell of a underrated still. Yeah, definitely. He's still very, very, very underrated. It says we'll finish the same way Pittman did. Absolutely. And both guys are definitely similar. You see both guys, they're 6'4", they're big, they have speed, they catch the ball, they can high point the ball. Those are two guys. I'm mad that I didn't draft a lot of Courtland Sutton this year in Dynasty or even in redraft. I just didn't know what to think because, when a quarterback goes to a whole new system, I was thinking Jeudy, I was thinking Sutton. KJ Hamler. I was thinking of all these different guys. Albert O. Is there going to be enough passes to go around in that offense? And it just seems right now it's Courtland Sutton. I'm in a 2-quarterback league, and I was able to trade Jared Goff for Courtland Sutton. Hopefully that pans out for me. I was able to sneak out with a win this week to end up 1-2. So I don't know what happens moving forward. Durrell says, potential trade. Manny, which side do you like? Kenny Walker and Tua or Stafford and Eckler? Ooh. If it's Dynasty, give me Stafford and Eckler. Really, any format, give me Stafford and Eckler. It's like, yes, Kenny Walker's going to be that guy moving forward in Dynasty, and Tua is up and coming and has that great offense around him. But if you're trying to win right now, I would go Stafford and Eckler. And knowing you, Durrell, you don't really build teams. You go for that victory right away. So for you, I would say it'll be better if you go Stafford, Eckler. But if you're trying to build long-term, then you go Tua and Kenny Walker. I know that did not answer your question whatsoever, but I still think that Eckler is going to have a great season. Everybody's down on Eckler right now. I had Eckler as a 100-catch running back this year. I'm not looking too good on that prediction, but he is getting a lot of receptions. He had 8 receptions last week, so we'll see if I'm right or wrong at the end of the season. It says the Swift owner has Sutton, Mike Thomas, Waddle, Christian Kirk. Which one should I target with Jamal Williams? I would say the worst wide receiver, and I would say go for a guy that he's not going to give you Waddle. Mike Thomas, that's debatable, but I would possibly go for Christian Kirk. He's not going to value Christian Kirk so high because it's Christian Kirk, but Christian Kirk is having a great season so far, and Christian Kirk is a top 10 wide receiver so far this year. So I would say, hey, target Christian Kirk. Really, you can target any one of these 4, but I would definitely target Christian Kirk for sure. Anonymous Taylor says, yeah, both the same guy. Big wide receiver, they get open, high point, not much else. I agree, referring to Sutton and Pittman. Durrell says, my thoughts exactly. So, guys, I got 2 more minutes left on the stream. If you guys have any last-minute questions, just drop them into the comment section, and I got to go to the gym and get my swole on. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Let me see. Is there anything that I'm missing? I talked about tight ends, right? I talked about the running back position. I was on wide receiver, yeah. Pick up KJ Osborne. He's available in some leagues. It seems like Kirk Cousins is starting to spread the ball all around. So it's just not the Justin Jefferson show anymore. Now you're seeing Thielen. Now you're seeing KJ Osborne. So this is the time to go ahead and scoop these guys. And if you hit these guys on the right week, like a Devontae Parker that I've been down on, he had a great week. This is the time to go ahead and grab guys like Devontae Parker, Josh Reynolds. If Amon-Ra St. Brown misses time because of that ankle injury, they're saying it's not serious, but you'd rather be safe than sorry. Josh Reynolds is a definitely good option. And then Mac Hollins. Did anybody start Mac Hollins this week? Who is this guy? This guy comes in and has a great week this week. That kind of made me mad. Let me get these last few questions in, and then I'll go ahead and end the stream. Cole Pierce, appreciate you hopping on the stream. I don't know if you're related to Damian Pierce, but appreciate you hopping on the stream. Says, would you trade Mixon and Higgins for Hill? I will not. No, can't do it. As good and great as Hill is, Mixon is still a top-tier running back. And I'm not even a Mixon fan. T. Higgins is going to be nice moving forward. So, no, I won't. Personally, for me, I won't do this deal. I think that you're giving up too much. Maybe Mixon and a lesser caliber wide receiver for Hill. That's just me. Jay Cribs, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please like, please subscribe, please share. Says, offer this trade, ETN Burks for Gibson Scantling. Should I ask for a better wide receiver? Absolutely. I wouldn't give up ETN and Burks, even if it's redraft, for Gibson and Scantling. Yeah, Gibson is a top running back right now, but Scantling gives you nothing. And I still love ETN's upside in PPR. So, yeah, definitely ask for a better wide receiver, even if it's just a slight upgrade. If you must, go ahead and grab Gibson.
Hello?
Since Jefferson is letting us all down. He's letting you down. I don't have a lot of Jefferson shares right now, but, yeah, Jefferson is letting us all down. We all were thinking, oh, he's the next Cooper Kupp, and then he just went down the drain. So it's crazy. It says, also, should I try to trade Kelsey for Mark Andrews to stack with Lamar? Absolutely. Look, if you have Lamar, you got to have Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has been a safer bet at tight end this year than Kelsey. Kelsey hasn't been doing what I thought Kelsey was going to do. So, yeah, I can definitely see why you would make that trade, especially if you have Lamar. I have lots of Lamar shares, and I'm not trading him for nothing. And I have a lot of Mark Andrews to Lamar or Lamar to Mark Andrews. So it's going well. It says Mixon and Kirk for Hill. I still won't do it. Christian Kirk is a top 7 wide receiver so far, and he has tons of upside. But I understand why you would want a Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill is not the best wide receiver on the Dolphins.
No, man.
If you want to target a wide receiver, it would be Jalen Waddle, and you possibly could get Jalen Waddle a lot cheaper. I want to say this. I think that Jalen Waddle will have more fantasy points than Tyreek Hill at the end of the year. Hollins was against my Titans. Don't fool yourself with that guy. Hey, Keith, man, appreciate you hopping on the stream, man. So I appreciate it, man. Agreed. I will ask for Juju. There you go. Now you're thinking. All right, I'm going to get this last question out the way, and I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Jacob, appreciate you hopping on the stream. Please like, please subscribe if you haven't already. Hey, brother, new to the channel. Should I trade J.K. Dobbins for Schultz? Nah, I won't do it. I believe more in J.K. Dobbins than I do in Dalton Schultz. Now, Dalton Schultz, I did think he was going to be a top-tier tight end this year. He's gotten hurt. It's not too late. When Dak Prescott comes back, of course, everything changes, but I still think that J.K. Dobbins has a great season. So I would hang on to J.K. Dobbins. I currently have Everett as my tight end. You're good then. You're good. This is a down year for tight ends. Don't try to overpay for a tight end because you don't know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. You know what I'm saying? It says you're loaded at running back. You have Barkley, Henry, Lenny, J-Rob, Gibson, Dobbins. I get it. You want to trade your worst running back. I still think you can get more for Dobbins. Wait for that Dobbins breakout game. Wait for Dobbins to go off. Then you make a trade. Then you go ahead and get whatever you want pretty much. It says, who are your top 5 wide receivers the rest of the season? That's tough. A.J. Brown. AJ Brown is definitely on my list. I love Michael Pittman a lot. Just thinking, out loud. Cooper Kupp for sure. Justin Jefferson is going to be fine, and then maybe a Jamar Chase. But the list is going to be fluid. The list is going to change week to week. But these are top 5 guys that I believe in. And you guys see that I put Michael Pittman in that list. I put him over guys like Devontae Adams just because of the target share. Michael Pittman is going to be peppered with targets from Matt Ryan. It says, what about Kelsey Jamal for Mark Andrews? It's not bad. It's not bad. That would definitely get the deal done. I think that Kelsey straight up, would get you Mark Andrews, but I get it. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely make that deal. It says the guy who has Swift has Mark Andrews. Make the deal to go ahead and get your guys. It's all about getting your guys. Sometimes it's not about what you give up. Go get your guys at all costs, especially getting that kind of, stack together. It says, bet. I got AJ, Amon-Ra, Higgins, Kirk, Olave. Great group. So guys, this is my time. I would have loved to go on longer, but I gotta hit the gym. But guys, please please subscribe, please share. And if you're interested in becoming a channel member, please hit the join button on the screen, and I would definitely get you guys into the YouTube chat, and then we can talk more fantasy there. Appreciate you guys, and I will catch you guys on that next episode. I'm out. Peace.